Too movement? And do you have any story about related that?
Of course, I support it. It's a very important and very serious matter. So I think we all should treat it very seriously, because sometimes this movement can be misused. So we have to be very responsible. Every action that we do has a result which can affect some other people, which probably are going through a very bad phase because of this. They are suffering a lot because of this. So we have to be very responsible when we go into this movement. Yes, of course, I support it. I think women should speak. Women should come out and speak and say the truth. They should not be afraid. Even this movie, it's about this, about saying, name and shame yeah, exactly, the rapist. In our case, in our movie. But the same thing is happening with Me Too movement, right? So we have to take the responsibility for this. So it's a very serious matter. We don't have to make joke out of this. So it will be very unfortunate, slowly, this to become like a joke, to be misused. So we have to be very careful what we do, because it's a very sensitive matter. People are suffering because of this a lot. So please be very responsible.
Yeah, what question over here?
We have to
Okay.
support each other, no?
Yes, thank you, Iulia.
And this story is about this. This movie is about this, because earlier we were talking about we have to speak to the men as well, not only to the women, because women are talking, but they need men's support, right? So this movie is also a very strong message for men, because they are right there, hand to hand, right, with us. So it's a strong message, and it's a good example for men, this movie as well. It's for all of us, because this community includes women and men. We're equal, right? So we have to do everything together equally. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Superb.
Congratulations to all of you, especially Iulia. My question is to Iulia, obviously this is a very relevant film, and rape is one of the social ills that plague this country. And we had a Nirbhaya in 2011 and 2012. So during that time, obviously, a lot of tourists were scared to come to India, because given the way, the impact of that brutal rape. And I think you came around India, I think, post that. So before you arrived into this country, I'm sure you must have been read about these horrible rapes. And what the apprehensions when you came to India? Like my brother, he's married to a Polish, and she doesn't want to come to India because she's so scared reading news of these rapes. So just your observation of India before you arrived here.
Yes, I was, as my character, I was very fascinated about India, about the Indian culture, and I was really connected to it. So I think the love for the Indian culture and the love for India was much bigger than all these cases, because India is much more than that. I mean, of course, everywhere in the world, these cases are happening, and unfortunately, yes, here in India, are happening more. But that doesn't define a nation, right? I mean, we don't have to be scared of that. We have to fight against it. We have to take action. So this movie is about this, about taking action, doing something about it, and not letting this kind of incidents, unfortunate events, incidents, to change your life completely. Because you can do something about it. You can do something about it immediately after that, and your whole life. If you have support from people around you, you can have more power for it. So yes, answering to your question, my love for India and for the Indian culture was much bigger than this news. And I think India has so much to offer. India can do so many things, because there are so many passionate people and so many kind people here in this country, and they can really change something.
But was it easy for you to say yes to such a role? It's like your first.
I was so surprised when Prem and Prerna came with this offer. I was very, very surprised. I didn't know how to react. But then I've heard the script, I heard the message. The most important thing is the message of this movie. So I felt there is something. I believe in things which are connected. I believe that something happens for a reason. So since they came to me for with this offer, I said there's something about it. There is a connection. I feel really connected with the subject. I feel really connected with the character that I'm playing. Because she's also a foreigner who is in love of the Indian culture, who is a strong girl and she doesn't want to give up. And I'm that kind of a girl. So I feel this movie really has a good message. I feel the Indian movies are so special because they all the time come with a good message, with something to learn from it. So I'm really, honestly, I feel very proud and humbled to be part of this project, which deals with such an important issue that India is facing today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
और यूलिया क्या कुछ कर रहे हैं कैरेक्टर को मत प्रिपेयर या उसके स्किन में जाने के लिए कितना गीता उन्होंने पढ़ा है या क्या कुछ कर रही हैं वो
Can you please repeat the question? I missed it. In the process, it's happening. It's happening. I've heard, of course, many of the stories. I'm familiar with some of the stories from the mythology, and now I'm reading every single word from there. I'm getting more and more familiar. Of course, I visited more temples. I was doing this actually in my first visit in India. I remember I went to Rishikesh. Rishikesh, it was one of the most beautiful experiences that I ever had. I felt like I was floating on those streets. I was so happy. That place has something special. That place has something so divine. And I remember I visited all the temples and I went into ashrams and I spent there for a few days. So I understand very well this character because I could connect with the love and the devotion that you have for the divinity. So that I liked it very much. And I think this character is so beautiful. I fall in love with it once I heard about it and her whole journey. And it's such a life-transforming journey and such a good example for everyone, I feel.
यूलिया रोमानिया के मुकाबले मतलब इन कंपैरिजन टू रोमानिया इंडिया में आपने क्या पाया है कि मतलब वुमेन्स की स्थिति कितनी अच्छी बुरी या एट पार है रोमानिया के मुकाबले
So in comparison with Romania, how are women now?
या एज फार एज इक्वालिटी एंड एवरीथिंग एल्स
Find equality in women out here. What is the difference between Romania and women in India? So what do you think?
Yeah, I feel somehow we all share the same kind of a need for love, for respect. So this we have in common. We all want the same kind of respect and love and appreciation. So I feel somehow we're going towards this. I mean, I feel I live here and I'm part of this culture right now. So yeah, we're going towards that somehow, I feel. Yeah, we're going towards that.
Iulia, Russell De Silva here from Movie Fight. My question about your Bollywood acting debut is that it's a very topical film, like we all agree on, and kudos for you for doing this and the entire team. But given your friendship with the Khan family also, would you say that this film happened to you, or would you have you had intended for a more mainstream acting debut in the Hindi film industry?
You know, I came to India not to act, not to sing, not to do anything. I had my own career in Romania. I was doing very well for myself. I was very happy doing that. It's just that life somehow takes you in a place, makes you meet some people which become very special. And then your whole life change and your priority change and your whole life gets a different path. So this happened to me. I never thought that I repeat, I never thought that I'm going to be here today talking to you about a movie that I'm going to be part of. So everything was a surprise, but in the same time, I'm so open to all the challenges and surprises, because that makes you grow, that makes you know yourself better, that makes you feel, I mean, a better person in the end, because all these experiences are helping you to become a better person. So I embrace all these experiences. I don't have like dreams of becoming, I don't know, a super Bollywood actress or something. I never had. But I like what I do. I do it 100%. I put 100% in it. I do it with my heart. I will never do something that I don't believe in it and I don't, trust, because we all have that inner gut. So I feel I will do whatever makes me happy, whatever makes me grow. So this is a movie that I feel it will bring a lot of experience, life experience, and a lot of knowledge. And I'm so happy I can have this opportunity of learning much more about the Indian culture and knowing, because when you know it from inside is different. Now I will experience much more being a Krishna devotee, right? So I feel this is such a beautiful experience, and I'm very grateful for that.
And now that you have done this, would you be pursuing more acting ventures in the industry?
I don't know. I don't know what will happen. I really enjoy this. I enjoy my acting classes. I feel it's, yeah, really. I mean, it's a journey that I really enjoy it. Like the music it is, the same. I never thought that I would start singing. So in Romania, I was a TV host. Of course, I acted in the theater, in a musical. But again, I've done it for my heart, for my own pleasure, not to gain some awards or to gain some, I don't know. Not for that. I've done it only for my heart. So whatever I will do it for my heart.
Anyway, Jimmy Shergill.
Yulia,
last.
one
Hello.
question.
Okay,
One
last.
question. Do you support Me Too movement, and do you have any story about related that?
Of course, I support it. It's a very important and very serious matter. So I think we all should treat it very seriously, because sometimes this movement can be misused. So we have to be very responsible. Every action that we do has a result which can affect some other people, which probably are going through a very bad phase because of this. They are suffering a lot because of this. So we have to be very responsible when we go into this movement. Yes, of course, I support it. I think women should speak. Women should come out and speak and say the truth. They should not be afraid. Even this movie, it's about this, about saying, name and shame yeah, exactly, the rapist. In our case, in our movie. But the same thing is happening with Me Too movement, right? So we have to take the responsibility for this. So it's a very serious matter. We don't have to make joke out of this. So it will be very unfortunate, slowly, this to become like a joke, to be misused. So we have to be very careful what we do, because it's a very sensitive matter. People are suffering because of this a lot. So please be very responsible.
Yeah, what question?